Hey guys, it's Kaiser here, and today we're going to be talking about the Persona 5 trailer and deconstructing it and maybe giving some of our theories to it. And I've got Travis here, also known as Random Travis. Subscribe to him, he's pretty awesome. He's got a bunch of new videos coming out for Persona 4 Ultimax this month, actually. But let's get right into it. So, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Right. Hi, I'm Random Travis, like you said. Um, we're going to be looking at the pictures taken from the video here. And the first picture is, you're looking at them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First picture is, I don't know exactly what this is. It's like a news bulletin board, I guess. And everything's in Japanese. But luckily, there are some people on the internet who have done their best translation they
Well,
can.
yeah, it's called Google Translate.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Google
Okay.
Translate sucks. I really doubt they
Yeah,
did that.
it really does. But anyways, what are these people saying it says?
Well, it's a bunch of different news things on here that, some are just kind of random. It happened again, people running away. Who knows what they're running away from? Taxes are increasing again. Could this be controversy? It's just, see, nothing seems too important.
Okay, yeah, this just seems like something you'd see in like a pop culture magazine, something like that. Yeah. But there is one translation that someone said, right? It's like what is it? Dark rumors are spreading about a major food chain's performance decreasing. I don't know what that could have been, but there's also one that's very important. It's talking about telephone fraud. And we're going to be talking about pointing out a lot of cell phones and stuff along that line. Because it's got, from what I've heard, cell phones are going to have a lot to do with the Persona 5 game itself. You're going to be able to use it in the game. Because I was reading on, what is it? Not Kotaku. It was, oh man, I can't remember the name of it. But someone was saying that they think that we'll be able to use cell phones inside the game, which I think will be really awesome. But we're getting off topic here. This picture, it's a bunch of news bulletins, and some of it may be pertaining to the game, some of it might not be. Do you have anything else to add? Anything important?
Well, I don't know where this is on the picture exactly, but near the end of the translations that these people have posted, there's one saying, died in their room by an apparent strangling. A rapid succession of assaults has occurred. A dangerous car accident has recently been reported.
Okay, which
so
is...
it's like all sorts of bad things happening.
Yeah, most of this stuff isn't good. It's talking about fraud, stealing info, bullying, death, murder, all that stuff. So it's not really good. But I don't really know how this will tie into the story at all.
If at all.
Yeah, if it even does. This is just speculation right now. But do you have anything else to say about it, or do you want to move on to the next picture?
I think that's all in that picture.
I mean, yeah, there's not really that much important stuff in it.
Yeah.
But in this next picture, are you looking at the one with the girls in the subway?
Yes. The
okay,
two girls staring intensely at each other.
Well, yes, but that's not the important part here. The important part that everyone's probably going to notice as soon as they look at this picture is the bright pink phone and the girl that's pointing at it. Which leads again to the whole thing revolving around these sort of phones, which is, I think, is going to have a big part in the game. But do you have anything to say about it?
I just said it's a bright pink phone, and the girl on the other side is pointing directly at it for who knows why. But they do appear to be wearing school uniforms.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's an important part, too.
They're at least matching uniforms. I don't know. I assume they're school uniforms, but...
Now, we'll get into that a little bit later about the school and school uniforms and stuff like that. But it is important to note that they are actually school uniforms.
And they're both holding bags, so I guess they're on their way to school, on their way back from school.
Something like that. Either to or back from school. But I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, something on the phone is obviously trending because as we keep moving on through these pictures, people are gonna be looking at their phones, and maybe it relates back to what we seen on the news bulletin.
Yeah, it's possible that one of the news things is what everyone's looking at their phone, because everyone
Yeah.
seems to be staring intensely at their phone.
Exactly.
Upcoming pictures to see.
All right. So in this picture, which one are you looking at right now?
The one with the protagonist staring right at you and the
Okay,
guy next to
yes.
him.
Yes, that is the one I'm looking at too. So there is actually a couple of things in this picture that I want to point out, but I'll go ahead and let Travis point some of the stuff out to begin with.
Right. Well, first off, this is the first time you see the main protagonist.
Yes.
Or at least in these pictures, I
Well,
think you see him second before in the trailer.
Yeah, some people are saying it's the antagonist. I don't know why you would make a trailer for the non-good guy. I mean, you could, but he just seems kind of innocent to me. Yeah.
It could be just to completely trick you. So
Yeah, Atlas.
I doubt they
they're
would,
tricky
but yeah.
people. Yeah,
Yeah, I really doubt it, but you never know.
That's true. You don't. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be the protagonist. We'll just call him that for now.
Yeah, and if you look at him, he's got the curly black hair and the big Harry Potter glasses. Actually, his nickname that I read recently, people are calling him Potter just because he kind of looks like Harry Potter.
Okay, then. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But one other thing to point out is you see that thing on his turtleneck, the thing that looks like army ranks?
Yeah, the two upward arrows.
Now, a lot of people are saying that could be his rank that he's in high school, which would lead to him being a second-year student at this point.
Yep, which makes sense. You were a second year in Persona 4, weren't you? I think it was second year.
I believe so, but I'm not going to hold myself to that. You could have been... No, wait, yes, you were. You were second or third year.
Yeah, you were definitely not first year because Kanji and Naoto kept calling you senpai and Risei.
Oh, yes.
You're senpai to everybody.
And one more thing to point out in this picture, you're going to see it again. I know I'm mentioning this a whole lot, but this guy is on his phone. And
if you look, the color of his phone matches his coat.
Yes, it's not pink this time.
Yeah.
But do you see anything else in this picture that's like really relevant? Or
nothing relevant. I mean, you can see his button on his
it's
uniform thing is red, which is somewhat of an interesting color choice, but
well, maybe he didn't have that choice. Maybe he's got to wear it for his rank in school. Because the girls in the one of the pictures before this, they had golden buttons. It was gold or silver buttons on their shirts.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think it was silver, but it really is hard to tell in the picture.
But anyways, do you want to move on to the next picture?
Sure. I don't think there's anything else to talk about in that one.
All right, sweet. All right. We're going to talk about this one right quick. You're going to notice that this is obviously a big metropolis area. It's going to be taking place in a city, most likely. And some people are saying it's based off of what city in Tokyo?
Shibuya.
Shibuya, something along those lines, yeah. It's based off a real-world setting, apparently. But you're going to see this guy right in the middle on his phone again. Probably 1,000 other people in this picture are on their phones too. That's not the important part. The important part is over on the right-hand side of the screen, you see this big television screen, and you see a set of eyes on it. Now, do you want to elaborate on what you think that is?
Okay, so this is a still picture, so you can't really see it. But in the trailer, you see these little flashes of, I think there's 3 characters' eyes like that, the top portion of their face.
Yeah.
And people are saying that it kind of looks like the cut-in, I guess, it's shown in a battle when a party member
does the special attack.
Yeah,
right?
Or a critical hit or do a special attack or something like that. You always see the little eyes.
Now, yes, in the trailer, you're not just going to see that one person's eyes. There's actually 3 different ones there. which kind of hints to the party members you're going to have to start out with.
Yes.
Or you might just stick with them through the whole game, who knows. But is there anything else in this picture? I don't really see anything other than that.
Nothing important. There's a TV on the left side that has a bunch of girls in colored dresses that
kind of looks like Rise.
Yeah, but yes. It really is hard to tell. It's definitely idols of some sort doing
of course, something. But yeah. There's a lot of people that make music videos like that, and they kind of all blend together a little bit. Not really, but in the trailer for Persona, which one is the Persona dance game that's coming out?
That is Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
Yeah, it could be, just a little Easter egg to that game. Who knows? But we'll move on to the next picture. Which one are you looking at now?
The main protagonist looking at his phone.
Okay. And this has another very important part, too. It's got, I don't know, a pin. That's what it's called.
Yeah, and it's pin on his collar.
Yes, it's on his collar, and it's got what looks to be a number 2?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
It looks like a number 2. It could be a Z, but I'm pretty sure it's a number 2.
Yeah, it could be a Z. I don't know what a Z would stand for, but I'm assuming it's a number 2, which just reiterates the point that he's probably a second year in high school.
Yes. And obviously you see him looking at his phone, which, because he's the main protagonist, or we assume he is.
Yes, we're assuming.
It kind of hints to the fact that you will be using your phone in the game to maybe help increase social links with the other party members and
now that would be something I would love to play.
Yeah, it'd be very unique and different, and it certainly wouldn't make sense in the
Persona
era we live in.
Of course, yes.
Everybody's on their phones now, so
and this
it wouldn't make sense to put that in a game.
Yes, this is taking place in the present, right?
Yes.
Okay, so of course everyone's got their smartphone. Do you see anything else? The emblem on his jacket that he's wearing.
Yes.
There is a
school emblem.
Yes, there's a translation for it. Oh man, what was it? It's like
when you zoom in on the emblem there, you can see in blurry, but you can kind of make out that it says Shujin High School. At least I think it's pronounced Shujin.
Yeah, and that is what? Prisoner?
Shujin means prisoner, yes.
Okay, alright, okay. That would definitely make sense because of the trailer they released with the school chairs attached to those big chain balls or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, so shut up, dude.
It fits in chain balls, but it fits in.
Yeah, it definitely does fit. But what picture are you looking at now? I think we're just going to move on to this next one. Unless you have anything else to say.
Nope.
Okay.
I think that's it in that picture.
Which one are you looking at now?
The next one with importance is the one where do you see the girl in the frame, like up close in the picture?
Yeah, she's got a lot of detail.
Yeah, and that's one thing they're saying. Obviously, she's up close, so that could be the reason she's got a lot of detail, but later on you'll see that I don't think that's the case. I think she's probably a main character, maybe a party member. She's
got a distinctive feature too. That red scrunchie, it stands out. Like Yosuke's headphones were his giveaway. Let's see what else. The main character in Persona 3, his headphones were his giveaway.
Yukiko's headband.
Yes, all that. Yeah.
They all have some sort of defining feature, and obviously she's more detailed, and she has the scrunchie, which kind of stands out.
Yes.
It makes you think that she will be a main character of some sort, or maybe a social
love
link,
interest, a social link, something like that. Of course. Well, you always have your social links with your main characters anyway.
Yeah.
But you can also develop that love interest later on in the game.
Yeah. She might not be like a playable character, but she's going to be important to the game somehow, more than
That
likely.
is my yes. That is my guess on that too. I'm definitely think she's going to be an important part of the game. Is there anything else in this picture that you really want to point out, or do you see anything?
Well, in the background, there's a guy in a brown trench coat. He kind of looks sketchy, but other than that, there's
Yeah.
nothing really else to point out in this picture.
Well,
Other
to
than
the
the main
left, yeah.
protagonist appears to be looking around for something.
I think this is the point in the when the time slows down inside the trailer.
Yeah.
So it is just now starting to slow down. He's noticing what's happening, and I think we'll move on to the next picture. So, in this picture, this is going to kind of reinforce the idea that the girl with the red scrunchie is a main, or one of the main characters. So, do you want to do the honors of presenting this?
Sure. Well, you see, this guy is, again, up close to the camera like the girl in the last picture. But even still being that close, he doesn't have nearly as much detail as the girl, and he doesn't have a distinctive feature like the scrunchies. Of course, seeing a guy with a scrunchie would be kind of weird, but he doesn't have any other distinctive features.
Yeah, like our main character, he's got the glasses, the standoutish red buttons, his school uniform on. All that stuff just kind of pops out.
Yeah. And obviously, in this picture, you can also see that there are at least two people on their phones again.
Yes, of course. We cannot stress it enough. I think the phone aspect of this is going to tie into the game in a very big way. Whether it be summoning a persona like the Devil Summoner. I think it's called Devil Summoner.
I think the phone one is Devil Survivor, but I'd have to look it up to be sure.
It's one of those two, and you use your phone to summon them. So it could be just they're going back to the whole phone summoning thing. But we'll go into that maybe a little bit later. Actually, I think it's the next picture.
Yes.
And this is a very, very important picture. Maybe one of the most important pictures of this entire slideshow. But you're going to see in this picture the iconic, no one that has played Persona doesn't know this, but the iconic blue flames. Now, it's not always in flames, but
it's always that same shade of blue when a Persona is summoned.
Cosmic-y looking blue.
Yeah.
And in Persona 4, you had the card, it was blue. The Velvet Room is entirely blue, pretty much, right?
Yeah, basically.
In Persona 4, you're in the limo, though. Is it still blue? I cannot remember.
Yeah, it's blue, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Bluish purple. Yeah, it's definitely blue.
And, of course, in Persona 3, your evoker gun, whenever you shoot yourself in the head with it, you get a blue blood splatter effect right before the persona comes.
Yep.
So, this, I am almost positive this is going to be a representation of his persona, or it's going to be him facing his shadow, which we will talk about as a possibility in the next picture or so. But that is definitely the big thing to point out in this picture. Do you have any other stuff besides that? Oh, of course, time has slowed down at this point as well.
Yeah, and if you look closely, everything's kind of curved off. It's assumed you're looking through the protagonist, like you're seeing what he's seeing right now. You are him.
Yeah, I did not even think about that, but that's true. Of course, you see the iconic little pop idol girl up there.
Sort of resembles Rise, but
not really. Yeah, but I mean, it could be. Who knows? Do you want to...
Years later, she might have changed her hair.
Yeah, that's true. She could have. Is there anything else in this picture that I have missed?
Not really. I mean, there's again, like every other picture, there seems to be a lot of people on their phones or looking at their phones. I see at least like 5 right now.
Oh,
you said 10. That's not right.
One important part: the blue flame is in the middle of the day, as
Yeah.
well as in front of these thousands of people, but no one's batting an eye looking at it. It could be. I think the trailer has actually. Everyone stopped moving at this point, but if they were moving, would they see it, or is it just something that the protagonist is seeing?
It's hard to tell. It could be either way. I think you are right. I think time is basically stopped right now, except for the flame. You see the flame kind of
Yes.
being
Yeah.
flamey. Best verb ever. You're being flamey. But
Put it in the dictionary. Just
yeah.
kidding. Don't do that. But yes, there is that whole aspect of either this is a shadow or this is his persona. He's coming to a realization, and this is going to be the start of the game, I'm guessing. This is where it's going to pretty much start off at.
Yeah, I mean, once you're an hour in, you gotta, do all the reading and text.
Yes, that's
so
true.
you learn everybody, and then an hour in, the game really starts.
Well, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Usually the game doesn't start to about an hour in, whenever you've met everyone and all that good stuff. But I think that is about it for this picture. Yeah, I think so. Do you want to move on to the next, or do you want to point out anything else?
I think that's it in that picture, so we can go ahead and move on to the last and most interesting picture, in my
definitely opinion. The most interesting. It's not the best picture, but it is definitely the most important, I think, in this entire slideshow that we're doing.
Yeah.
So I will let you do the honors of pointing out probably one of the most obvious things, but go ahead.
Well, obviously you're looking at the assumed main protagonist's eyes and his glasses. But if you look in the reflection of his lenses there, you can see the flame again, but you can kind of see that the flame is forming an outline of some figure.
Exactly. So that leads us to believe, now there's a lot of controversy on some websites saying, oh no, it's a bad shadow, which it could be. But the way the outline looks to me, and this is my own opinion, I'm taking the side of I think this is going to be his persona, because the main character has never had to fight his own shadow. He's always been this pure of heart, kind of open person. Like in Persona 4, you discover it. You don't have to fight your own shadow. In Persona 3, you're protecting someone, and you discover it. You've never had to fight a shadow. And that's why I think it's personally he's just going to be discovering it. I don't think he's going to be fighting a shadow to acquire his other self, his persona. But that's my opinion on that.
Yes, I agree with you. In my opinion, it is his persona awakening and
exactly
realizing that this is his persona.
See, but that's what doesn't make sense to me, though, is in the two other games before this, Persona 4, Persona 3, the ones that are relevant to this one here, both of the main characters have been in some sort of dire consequence, like a life or death situation. But the main character here, he doesn't seem to be in a life or death situation, as far as I know. I could be completely wrong, but it does not look like it. He's in a crowded place, and it appears out of nowhere. So I can kind of see where the controversy between these two sides are coming from.
Yeah, it does seem out of place that his persona would just appear in the middle of the day, and I mean, we don't know anything about the story, so it's really hard to know for sure.
Exactly. But you can definitely see an outline of something, and I'll leave that up to the people in the comments, whatever they want to decide it is. And I think we're actually getting a new trailer soon, because on the Japan Persona 5 website, they have broken the final chain on the final chair, which means we're going to get some new info soon. So I will make sure to keep you guys up to date on that as well. Do you have anything else to add before we go?
Nothing I can think of other than the figure is it appears to have wings. I mean, if it is his persona,
It could be a weapon, but it
yeah,
does kind of look like wings at the same time.
It's definitely a persona or a shadow or something along those lines. 'Cause it certainly doesn't look like a character.
Yeah, definitely not a character. But I agree with you. In my personal opinion, I think it's his persona awakening. So, is that it? Do you want to, I guess, say anything else about this picture or this entire trailer in general?
Uh, well, I guess there is a thing that I'm sure tons of people, including me, are excited about. Obviously, the PS4 came out. I guess it was
Oh, yeah,
basically a
yeah,
year ago. Actually,
yeah.
damn, time flies. I can't believe I had this thing for a year. But I got rid of my PS3 to get a PS4, and then a couple months after the PS4 came out, we got. It might not even been a couple months. I don't remember when it was, but we got the trailer, the original teaser for Persona 5, and it only said coming to PS3, which at
Upset
the
a
time,
lot of people.
yeah,
Yeah, I heard about that.
including me, because I love the Persona games. I I would buy a PS3 again
Oh
if
my
I would have to,
gosh.
but in this trailer, they showed the fact that it comes on PS3 and then PS4.
Imagine how many pissed off people bought a new or used PlayStation 3 just so they could play this game and then found out it's coming out for the PlayStation 4. That would
Yeah.
suck, man.
I doubt people went out and bought a PS3 immediately. I figured they're probably like me and were waiting and
Yeah, that's
you know
true. But,
a
there's
couple
always
months.
those people out there that will
Yeah,
buy it straight away. But I know what you mean. I'm so glad it's coming to the PlayStation 4. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit smoother gameplay on the PlayStation 4. I don't really think it's that graphic intensive though. So,
probably not,
yeah, it's an Atlas game. They're not really that graphic intensive, anything
but they
like
don't
that.
need to be. I mean, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing as they are. So, I guess those are our final remarks to this trailer, and there is more news coming out. You can check out the Persona 5 Japan website, and you will see that the final chair link is broken, which means we're going to get some new news soon. And, all right, thanks, guys. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out Random Travis's channel. I'll put a link in the description.